and Barao will be playing against Kano Pillars. That's a very controversial one that we need to talk about. Bayelsa United take on Kan Kalifat, while Academy Warriors, they host Wiki Tourist. Eyimba play host Warrior Wolves. Ikorodu City host Nasarawa United. 2 fixtures will not be played in the NPFL this week because of CAF engagement. Yeah. But there is something concerning Barao and Kano Pillars. They use same stadium. Yeah. Kano Pillars were fined and they've been told to play their games in Katsina. That's their home ground. So now Barao are hosting Kano Pillars at home, which is same home for Kano Pillars. The NPFL board have said that the game will be behind closed doors. Why? Don't you think it's injustice to Barao? I also believe so. It's
like you're punishing.
But
it's their home game. They're not the only team. We know Inter and AC Milan use this San Siro. We know Torino and Roma use this the Rome Stadium. In fact, there are a lot of clubs that they use. Even in England, some lower league club that uses the same stadium. So it's not an issue. Barao is using the Sani Abacha Stadium. You cannot punish them for a problem with Kano Pillars. Even though I also think the punishment on Kano Pillars is a bit harsh, because they actually came out with a statement immediately after that, and they were willing to cooperate with the board to bring out those those guys that caused the issue.
I don't agree.
I'm just saying that's
I don't agree that it was harsh. Because you brought out a media statement does not mean that we should.
Does not mean
we should exonerate you of your problem. And this is not the first time. They've been the bad boys of the league for a long time.
For 20 years, they did not win. For 20 years, they did not win.
Can you just imagine? You've been the bad boy. You've been the black sheep of the league for how many? Terrorizing the league with your with your misbehavior. Yes. It cannot continue. And most of the time, the punishments have been like a slap on the wrist. And I think that's the reason why they felt like, oh, let's release the statement. They will take it easy on us again. Those fines, those punishments are still very low as far as I'm concerned. You said they are harsh.
That's I believe so, Daniel, because I believe it's now you push them to Katsina. Now you ask them. Almost the same punishment they have put on the player, on the fans, the 10 years, 10 season ban and all of those things. Even Kano Pillars also put those bans, but that's not the discussion.
They work. No, for Nigeria.
That's not the discussion. They actually do need this game because they are in the relegation already. So why won't you allow, even if it's to monitor it, that okay, it's only their fans that will come out.
How do you want to know?
So you tell Barao to bring in their fans. You tell Barao to bring
only their supporters club.
No, that's what I'm saying. Only their supporters club. Their supporter team to come in. But
only those ones should come.
This is ash on them.
But the Kano Pillars situation, taking Kano Pillars to Katsina is still like home away from home. So why don't you take them to a place maybe in the east?
So who's going to pay them?
The severe punishment is key.
But one thing, let's be reasonable with this punishment. How much do these guys get after winning the league? Because the money
it's a state government club, not the private club.
The money using running the entire league, it's way much more than how much they even get to win. Why
can't they control their funds? Why can't they control their funds?
That's just
if you can control your funds, you avoid all these kind of things.
If for like 5 seasons, close the stadium, they would always play behind closed doors.
Yes.
For 5 seasons, their fans are starved of coming into the stadium to watch. Not for one game.
Take them 5 seasons. Just take them from the north. Even if you don't want to keep them in the north, take them to Premier North Central.
They have to maintain their culture. Play in your stadium, but behind closed doors for 5 seasons. And that 5 seasons because of for previous.
You're saying 5 seasons? Yes. That's a long time. Right? I could even say maybe
doing this thing for 5 seasons.
So
let them ban your fans for 5 seasons.
You know when somebody is in prison in the US, where you give them 5 years, they don't take the whole 5 years.
Yes, 2.5 years.
So while we see, maybe on good behavior, we cannot reduce it. So for 5, just declare that for 5 seasons behind closed doors, they play without any fans. And if an away team is coming in, they can bring in their own fans. We know shooting stars have their own fans. You can't have an Hausa person that is shooting stars fan. We may have, somehow, but most of the time they support their northern club. So there's no how you'll be able to differentiate that when you have away fans coming in. But Kano Pillars fans, you are not allowed at all.